This is a tough environment. It's rocking behind us, but they are the Cardiac Commanders for a reason.
The Cardiac Commanders, help, help, I'm having a heart attack.
And Williams has it, looking to throw it, gonna throw it downfield, intercepted! Foot race, McLaurin is gonna win!
Oh, it hurts.
But they are the Cardiac Commanders for a reason.
I'm having chest pain!
I'm having a heart attack.
It's not just a name. It's not just a name.
It's Goff throwing over the middle, and it's picked up.
You know when I knew that we were screwed, that the football gods were gonna laugh at us alongside Bobby Lane and his unbreakable curse? When our dude, a meek they can't bury what comes from the dirt Robertson, broke his arm on the second defensive snap of the game. 2 snaps on defense, and another one of our players' bone snaps. And we're back to having one corner who started the season for us on the field. Hope is a dangerous drug. And for the first time since Barry Sanders, we Lions fans entered the season with hope. And even more dangerous, expectations. And with every week and every passing horrific injury to our defense, we should have started to manage those expectations, but this goddamn beautiful team kept winning. It was as if every loss of a starter only made this team more resilient, more cockroach-like, as if the 2024 Lions were built to survive the apocalypse with our diapers and our kneecaps.
Wear a diaper before some of these games.
And then Washington called the National Guard and sent in the fucking Terminator to end the season. And not the good Terminator from T2, the young, unseasoned Arnold. This one hurt. The way the Lions lost with the mistakes, the 5 turnovers, the inability to get a stop ever, all so they could go into the offseason knowing they're also losing their 2 coordinators. God save the Lions. It was the new worst playoff loss ever, and not even Ha-Ha Davis is laughing today.
But they are the Cardiac Commanders for a reason.
No. Oh. We are less than 2,000 subscribers away from hitting 700,000, trying to hit 700K before the football season ends. I think we can do it. Now, I picked the Lions to go to the Super Bowl. I was wrong. I also agreed to go to the Chiefs' three-peat parade and make a video of me suffering through that mess because I don't believe they can three-peat. I'll probably be wrong about that, but if you want to make sure I suffer, then consider using my code ThatsGood with my sponsor today, Underdog. There's 3 weeks left for you to make me put my money where my mouth is, and if we hit our goal of 7,500 signups at Underdog, I'll attend that stupid parade if we hit. Also, Underdog supported this channel for 3 straight seasons. I enjoy working with them. If you play daily fantasy or want to play in pick'em games, I suggest Underdog. Every signup counts with my code ThatsGood. It is unequivocally the easiest way to make a big impact for this channel.
You know, mentally stay locked in and do those things, so. Long season.
You made our head coach cry. Cried his own tears. And you used our own words against us to make our guru offensive coordinator look silly. How dare you use our own words against us? How dare you make us bleed our own blood? I should have seen what was about to transpire when the pregame had Jared Goff listed as a player to watch and then went right into a Peyton Manning commercial. The NFL's greatest regular season quarterback who notoriously struggled in the playoffs. Yeah, I don't need all that math to calculate how this would end. Also, Fox listed their 2 players to watch as Jayden Daniels and Jared Goff. Great digging there, Fox. You know who you might want to watch today? The 2 fucking quarterbacks. Now, the Commanders started this game by kicking the ball out of bounds. Detroit was gifted tremendous field position to start the game, and in inexplicable fashion, David Montgomery loses 5 yards on a run because the Lions can't block Dante Fowler Jr. Detroit goes 3 and out. Opportunity squandered. The NFL's most prolific offense chokes away the opening drive. And Tom Brady was up in the booth laughing so he could get his greedy little hands on our Detroit Johnson as soon as possible. Congrats, Tom. You can start the Vegas rebuild 3 weeks earlier with our Johnson in your hands. Tom's gonna take away our special Johnson, and now anyone will be able to come in and beat Goff. Now allow me to show you something you will only see once from this game. Our battered Detroit defense getting a stop. Again, Amik Robertson out because of his arm, which was broken on the second defensive play. Detroit also lost safety Afitu Melanfonwu to a hamstring injury in this game. But we did win the first battle of 4th downs as the Commanders tried to teach us a lesson we would not learn. They got cute on 4th and 1, sent in Marcus Mariota, who wasn't sure what to do and was stopped as he contemplated pitching the ball back to Jayden Daniels for some reason. Things started to feel like they did all season. Lose a key player, lean on Jahmyr Gibbs, march down the field and score an easy touchdown. Detroit averaged 409 yards of offense per game and a league-leading 33.2 points per game this season. That is how they win football games. And after holding the Commanders to a field goal, the Lions were marching again, with Jahmyr Gibbs averaging 8 yards per carry. Oh, shit, on 3rd and 1, for whatever reason, Detroit dials up a pass, and this is the moment my spidey senses kicked in, telling me to buckle the fuck up because the foot was coming down to stomp this scared little spider. Jared Goff gets strip-sacked in the red zone. Washington was able to get pretty good pressure against one of the top 3 lines in the NFL, 25 pressures to be exact, plus 2 sacks, and instead of being up 14-3 and putting real pressure on Washington, we watched as Jayden Daniels, De'Ami Brown, who Amon-Ra now infamously didn't remember, Brian Robinson, Zach Ertz, Austin Eckler, and Terry McLaurin go off. Not just taming the Detroit Lions, but locking them back into captivity where they spent the last 3 freaking decades. Washington scored 28 second quarter points. 28 to Detroit's 14. This season, the Lions have owned the second quarter, having a positive point differential of somewhere around plus 170. I tried to find the exact number, but looking it up made me too sad. Detroit joins the 2019 Ravens, the 68 Cowboys, and the 73 Rams as teams with massive point differentials in the regular season to not win a playoff game. That's like being insanely good at sex and then not being able to get it up on your wedding night. And the Commanders are plus 69 in our last 2 playoff meetings. That's not nice. That is not nice. That is not nice, Washington. Of course, one of those touchdowns was because Jared Goff fired a pick 6 by overthrowing Tim Patrick and not choosing the open Sam Laporta underneath. Jared beat himself, which is the most effective way to actually beat Goff. And he beat Goff again right before halftime by trying to force it in the end zone. If you try to force it in the end zone, that's a great way to ensure you will be beating Goff alone for a very long time. Goff actually left the game after that pick 6. No, not due to embarrassment like I would have done, but because he got popped right in the fucking face and the refs didn't think it was worth a penalty. Yes, I know a penalty would have just delayed the Commanders' inevitable touchdown, but on a weekend where we saw Patrick Mahomes get roughing for this, and Jayden Daniels draw a foul in this game as well for this, the refs simply looked away when they saw the Commanders beating Goff, which honestly, I do understand. De'Ami Brown was the Commanders' leading receiver, 6 catches for 98 yards. Why is that significant? Our cute underdog story got thrown right back in our faces.
I mean, even the Commanders, they got a guy before me over there. I believe his name is De'Ami Brown. I don't know how many catches he had. You guys can probably tell me that. Or how many yards he had, but
this game was all the positivity we had garnered from the league and from the country just getting thrown back in our faces. We're supposed to be the overlooked ones, not the overlooked ones getting walloped by the other overlooked ones. We're the feel-good story, you commander fucks, and you're copying us at every turn. A receiver named Brown leading the charge for your team. A head coach named Dan going for it on every fourth down. Dan Quinn and the Commanders converted all 3 of their fourth downs after sending in Mariota on that first try. You have a Jay Bates, we have a Jay Bates. And you rebuilt your roster with assistant GM Lance Newmark, who was with us in Detroit for 26 years. He was terrible for 23 years, whatever he was doing, and you stole him as soon as he figured it all out. And instead of joining the Green Bay Packers as a Super Bowl winning team in the NFC North, we joined them as the only 15-win team to not get a playoff victory that season. You didn't just beat us, Washington, you stole our identity. And while we got a very cool touchdown from Jameson Williams on a reverse, where he proceeded to channel his inner Jake Bates and try to impregnate the turf, Detroit went to the well one too many times. Even for the Lions, who pretty much live in that well. It's damp, it's dark, it's humid, but they live in that well. Detroit did have one other defensive stop in this game, and it came right after halftime. Goff and the offense methodically drove down the field, made it a 3-point ball game with the touchdown. It was a key drive to keep hope alive. Or as I call it, making the loss hurt even worse later. The Commanders countered with a long drive as well, taking the game into the fourth quarter. And on 4th and 2, where it looked like the Detroit Lions might actually get another defensive stop, they gifted the Commanders a first down by having 12 men on the field. Detroit has like 30 defensive players on IR. How the fuck do they even have enough defenders in this game to get penalized for 12 men on the field? Brian Robinson rushes it in with ease, and here's the going to the well one too many times moment that might go down as one of the worst play calls this season. Trailing by 10. On 1st and 10, Detroit dials up another reverse, but this time they ask receiver Jameson Williams to throw the ball, which he does, right to the Commanders. You'd have to be drunk on Jameson and Evan Williams to think this is a good idea. Never ask a receiver to make a judgment call as a thrower of the football in a big moment. If it's not there, throw it away are not words they understand. That's like asking your toddler to give you a call if there are any problems at home while they're babysitting your newborn. That was the ball game. Jayden Daniels was insane for a rookie quarterback in the playoffs for the second week. I'll have more on him in the winners and losers episode, but he threw 2 touchdowns, went for 299 yards and 0 turnovers. Goff, of course, accounted for 4 turnovers, and the Lions gave the ball away 5 times. And impressively still scored 31 points. There were 5 rushing touchdowns in this game, 3 by the Lions, and 383 rushing yards combined from both teams. The Lions, for so long, were like King Julian, the lion from Madagascar, a caged beast who lost touch with his beastly ways and was content in his cage. Over the last 3 seasons, the Lions broke free, returned to the wild, resumed their role as kings of the jungle, only to be stopped by the real king of the jungle, Min, a gold prospector and a commander of the Red Army. The football gods do not care about feel-good stories. In fact, they hate them. It's why the Chiefs are on track to three-peat. The worst part is that we understand your plight, Washington. We too have been through hell with our team. Under normal circumstances, we would be right there rooting for you. 12,060 days since your conference championship, your last conference championship. That's cute. Guess who you beat in that championship game, Washington? My goddamn Lions. Our team hasn't won a championship game in 12,060 days because it's never happened. And now we are back to being tortured fans, feeling like we may have missed our tiny Super Bowl window and that we may never actually get that sweet, sweet taste of Super Bowl appearance. Just appearance. Thanks for watching That's Good Sports. Please subscribe here on YouTube. Again, we're getting so close to 700,000 subscribers. Appreciate you guys rocking with me all season long. We're almost there.